Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I'm going to be showing you a 2023, this is a Newmar SuperStar that just arrived, and this is a pre-sold coach like so many of our Super Cs are, but I wanted to show you some of the unique things about this, so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, this is a custom paint job, and I don't talk about Newmar's paint job very often, so I want to go into it a little bit right here. Newmar uses BASF paint. They do a beautiful cut and buff job when they're finishing these, and they're one of the few companies that'll actually let you customize your colors somewhat. So what we have today is a completely unique paint job. You'll find no other with this paint scheme in the country. They started with this Newmar, they call it the iron gray metallic as your base coat. And then even the white, they call this sidewall white. It's got a little bit of a cream, or it's not a bright white. I like it a lot. And then your accent colors, the tungsten metallic and the peacock teal metallic, they just worked with the gals at Newmar to design a great looking paint job, and this is kind of like what you get on a custom Harley. No two are ever alike. So wonderful job. I think this is one of the nicest one we've seen in a while. And again, there is an upcharge when you do it, and you can't change the pattern, but you can custom make your own paint job choosing all four of these accent colors. All right, let's walk around the outside real quick. Like always, I'll point out some of the things that make Newmar unique. This is on a Freightliner M2 106 chassis. With this chassis, you can fill your fuel from either side. We do have the three-way camera system here, side cameras, rear mount cameras, and this right here is actually a flagpole holder, this little bracket here, so you can fly your colors, or let the Denver Nuggets know we support you as you're about to win a NBA championship. Another thing I like to point out, these mirrors, very heavy duty, but they will also break away. If you've got a very narrow garage to put it in, you can put those mirrors in and clear your sidewalls. And if you happen to hit something as you're backing up, it's nice to know that you're not going to damage your mirrors, that they are going to break away. Okay, let's take a look at some of our storage compartments. And I guess why we do this, I should back up a minute and say, take a look at the awning. This is the Nova roof mount awning. And now that summer is here, I really do appreciate the shade. A lot of times we're doing these videos with the sun beating in your eyes and it's been too low for them to do any good. But these Novas come down, they articulate in the middle, kind of dip down, and look at how much shade it provides. This is really a great place to hang out on your passenger side of the motorhome. And then we also have the the Carefree window awnings, and there's a package of 3 of those, and those are manual awnings there. Okay, getting back to our storage compartment. In this first one here, one thing about the Super Cs, there's not a lot of area for pass-through compartment because you do have your drive axle going through there, but you can see they're nicely finished. They have LED lights that come on with every door that you open. And if you get a look down here, what that is, that's actually a hot water outlet. And what you would use that for, if you've been on the road 6 or 8 hours, especially this time of year, you know how many bugs are covering your windshield. You take your hose out, you spray off your windshield, you wipe it down, you can clean it right up from right there. So it's with you all the time. Moving back to the second compartment, this is a pretty big storage compartment actually. And you can see they're all nicely finished. Over here, another compartment. You can see we've got our vacuum cleaner hose there and components. This is your wand for your manual window awnings to pull it down. And then this compartment, one of the reasons I wanted to leave this up is show you not every floor plan gives you a TV in the sidewall. So your outside TV is in this compartment, but you don't have to worry about this coming up and slamming into it, or even if you have it out and somebody's running the slide out, you're not going to hit right there. And then this TV does pull out, tilt a little bit for you. Actually, I kind of like the TV down here as opposed to the sidewall, because in the long run, my neck tends to get a little bit stiff if I'm looking up, to where if you're sitting in a lawn chair at eye level, I just find it easier to watch the TV in this position. You also have a freshwater drain right there. You got the Bose sound bar with it. Okay, let's move back here, and this is where the SuperStars do things a little bit different. I explained this is the M2 106 chassis, but your differential and your drive axle actually stops up there in front of the rear tires. So you do have some open space down below, and you see Newmar utilizes this to give you some pass-through compartment here. This is about a 3/4 slide tray. You've got some spare tiles here. You do have your vacuum right here. Nice thing about this, you can take those hoses out and actually vacuum out the outside. You also have a connection inside for it. And then in this compartment, again, you can see it passes through a little bit. And then we do have a release here, and this is for our back right here. So Newmar gives you a couple of storage trays here, and you know, for tools, oil, whatever you find use for. I heard some people say this is where they'd set up the bar. I don't think I'd leave my liquor back here, but that's up to you. The M2 106 with the the 8.9 liter Cummins engine. It's a 360 horse engine, about 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, and you're rated to tow 20,000 pounds with this setup. You can see we've got a heavy 3-inch receiver right here. With that, you also get the 2-inch drop down, so if you're pulling with a regular blue ox or something like that, you're all set up. You do get the heavy duty bar, rated at 20,000 pounds here, excuse me. You get the 2 5/8, and you also get the 2-inch ball there. And then we put that on the air receiver for your Air Force One setup. The customers already have a tow package, so we added that for them. And then over here, you've got a place to hook up, say, another camera if you've got a stacker trailer and you want to put a camera on the back of that. And then, of course, your 7-way plug, and you even get the 4-way back here. And great looking cap on the back. This is gel-coated fiberglass, of course, and really a nice looking unit. As you're going down the road, you can tell this is a quality motorhome. Let's move around over here to the driver's side. Again, these first two compartments kind of show you the pass-through capabilities that you have. And also, take a look right here. You actually have an electric dump valves for your black and gray tank. This coach also comes standard with, or not standard, they equipped in 4 solar panels up on the roof, and you have 110 volt heating pads for your tanks. And this, by the way, is 150 fresh water and 100 gallons of fuel. Okay, this is our water compartment. It really is one of the nicest in the industry. I like the stainless steel. These aren't stickers that are going to pull off. They're on there permanently. You can see these are our black and our gray dump valves. Autofill, manual fill for your water tank. Sewer rinse there. Whole house filter. You can see here we have a place to turn on our water pump. We do have our low point drains for our hot and cold water. There's also a power hose rewind for your water hose. And then, of course, you get the outside shower, the winterization kit. Everything is easy to access. Turn your valves, drain your water lines, run your antifreeze through it. Very fast and simple. while we're here too, I'll talk about one of the things that make Newmar a little bit unique. It's their flush wall slide system. And you've heard me bring this up several times. This slide actually tucks inside the wall. And how that benefits you, when you're driving 60, 70 miles an hour, maybe you've got a hard rain or something, and the units whose fascia overlaps and they have a big bulb seal here, water can still get in there a lot easier, especially if you're driving straight into the rain. So number one, it's a place where you could leak. And also, this cuts down on the wind noise, and they find that the noise from the road, the noise from the wind around the door and the slide outs can be just as bad as the engine noise. So with the flush wall setup tucked in to the sidewall here, it prevents leaks, it's a quieter ride, and it just makes for a really sharp look to it. We do have the dual pane frameless windows. As you can see, here's one of our manual window awnings, the Carefree window awning package. Let's move up to this compartment. We've got our Onan 8,000 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. There are two air conditioners on here, and this is plenty of power to run your air conditioners, microwave, everything you would need. Okay, here are our house batteries, and what we've got here is 8 AGM batteries. So that tells me this is an all-electric setup inside. We have an induction cook surface and a 19 cubic foot residential refrigerator. And this is on a slide-out tray also. It makes it very convenient when you want to change your batteries or have to get in there and do something. And then over here, you can see we've got our hydraulic pump for our levelers. We also have the Oasis Chinook. This is our hydronic heating. It provides your furnace, your continuous hot water, your engine preheat. This all runs off your diesel tank, so you have no need for propane on this coach. This, by the way, is also on a slide-out tray, so when it comes time to work on it, makes it a lot easier. And then in this last compartment, we have our 2800 watt inverter, our power rewind, it's a manual out, power return. We do have an air hose. You've got an air compressor on board, you might as well be able to tap into it and use it. Over here we've got our transfer switch and our surge protector. We even have an input here. Maybe you've got a portable satellite or you're going to hook up to the park cable if they're still using that. That's all in this front compartment here. Another one of our side cameras, another place you can fill the fuel here. And as we step into the cab, one thing they've done, they've got double seals right here at the door. These really close nice and tight, keep the wind out, keep the weather out, make it a much more quiet ride. Right here we have our air ride seats. You can see we still got a little bit of air in here. They are heated. You've got some lumbar support here and great grab handles all the way around for getting up into these. You feel real secure. You're not overstepping if you're somewhat short like myself. And then let's move up here and take a look under the hood. As I said, this is the 360 Cummins, rated at 20,000 pounds. One of the nice things about the Super C, if you're the kind of person that likes to do work yourself, look how easy it is for a guy like me to get right inside the engine compartment here. Got my oil, my transmission dipsticks, all my fluids are right there, my air filter, my water separator right here. This setup right here, get a look at it since I've got the tire turned. I believe they call this their bell crank assembly. Basically what it's doing is it's preventing any, let's say, big bumps in the road. You hit a pothole or run over something that shakes the tire. It doesn't jar the wheel so much because of this bell crank assembly absorbs that impact right there. And another nice thing about this bumper on the M2, you can see right here how it's bolted in, and I'm going to go ahead and drop this, and it does have a nice soft close feature. But this bumper right here, you can see how it would break away in the case of an accident. This part here would come loose. You actually have a flange on the back here. So if it hits the tire, you're not going to dig into it. They tell me this glass on the headlights is darn near bulletproof. So, you know, these are components that if you do have an accident, maybe you're not buying a new $700-800 light if this one didn't crack. Maybe you're not having to replace the tire if it doesn't go in there and slash it up. And legally, with the two wings off, you can still drive. You just need this front bumper. So really great job by Freightliner designing that front end. And again, great look to it. The custom colors really do a great job setting it off, especially the iron gray metallic. Okay, let's take a step inside now, and let me run the slides out, show you the floor plan. Okay, and what we've got here is the Colfax decor with the glacier maple hardwood cabinets. I'm going to go ahead and let me see. TV lift. Oops, looking in the wrong place there. I'm going to run my slide outs out right here. Now, a couple of things these folks optioned in that I really like. Number one, they got the convertible dinette. You can tell by the angled bar down there under the table, that is going to fold down into a sleeper. They also got the nice theater seating across from it. You have a 50-inch TV on a televator there by your dinette. And I kind of hate to ask Jody to do this. I'm going backwards, but one of the things I wanted to point out, the reason I turned that key on is we've got our leveler system on now. So maybe if you step outside and get a shot of that rear tire, I'm going to show you when you dump your rear airbags and why you want to do it. But I've got a switch right here, and as I'm dumping it, you can see how the chassis is dropping. The steps are actually getting lower, so if you've got grandma with you and she can't step up very high, you can lower that down. And a couple of good things this does to you, you can see how much lower this is. That's 3 or 4 inches down there. But when I'm going to level, I've got more travel in my levelers now. If you're aired up all the way and you're on a hill and your leveler's hit and you've only got a few inches to try to level your coach, you might not have enough room. Now I've got my airbags all the way down, I've got more travel, but more importantly, when I'm hooking up to a trailer, I want to be able to drop that down back right under the hitch exactly, and I'll show you when we get on our camera how it makes it easier when you are hooking up your trailer. So sorry to have to kind of go back and forth there, but let's move back inside. Okay, and since I just mentioned it, I'm going to go up front and talk about the cab first. First of all, we do have an overhead window there, and it's got the nice shade. I'll go ahead and put that down right now. And my seat's a little high, so I'm just going to lower that. Okay, so I was talking about when you're hooking up a trailer. Let's get into our camera system here. This camera, it's not the 360, but you've got all these different settings. So this is on normal. Let's say, you know, I'm driving down the road, I want to see what's behind me. Maybe I'm pulling a vehicle. I've even got the horizon if I want the real wide angle look. But when I hit hitch, it's looking right down. If I had my receiver out right there, I would see it. So as I'm backing up, I can hook up to that trailer, know exactly where my ball is, and then it'll air back up. It just makes it easier to hook up trailers. Also better for your leveling when you use that. And as long as we're right here, we'll go through and show you. We do have the navigation on here. I think this is Nav and Go. Once you accept it, you can navigate yourself anywhere you want. You do have ability to Bluetooth in your phone. You have the media center, the radio. This is Apple CarPlay ready. Also up here on the dash, we've got our windows here. These are our compartment door locks, our mirror heat, battery boost, forced regen if you're on your combustion chamber. This is probably something you'll never use as an RVer. Truckers that are using this chassis over the road and leaving their engine on all the time, they probably would want to use this. Ceiling lights, docking lights, your up-down shade. That again is for when you're hooking up. Power outlets, USB ports, all right here, conveniently located, and a very easy, simple dash to navigate. These are probably one of the more comfortable Super Cs. Keep in mind you are on a truck chassis, but Newmar has a way of building it so the chassis and the house move separately. And in fact, if you take a look right here, this little baffle system, it's what connects the house portion with the cab. And if you were to stand here while you're going down the road, you'll feel them move a little different. They actually kind of changed this a little so you can get your seats back farther. Real good improvement for this year. While we're here, let's take a look at what we've got for storage up front. A couple of compartments over here. We have 3 compartments, actually 4, I guess. 3 drawers overhead. On this side, one of the things I always like to point out is your contact information. Now, if you've got a question and you want to talk to a brand specialist, you can call Darian right there. You can call Freightliner if you have something with your chassis going on. This explains the Noogle website, and that's kind of a Google search for all things Newmar. So great information right there. On top of that, if you were to buy a motorhome from Transwest, you'll get our technical advisor's contact information. Bill is his name. Probably one of the smartest guys I know in the RV business when it comes to systems, old and new. He knows how to walk you through, determine whether this is user error or is there a problem with your system that you need to bring it in for. So real nice feature you get from Transwest. Okay, let's take a look at the floor plan now. So I told you this has got the convertible dinette, which is a nice feature. This just drops down. It would rest on these cleats right here. Of course, you'd have to move out your cushions there. And then you have another cushion in the back to fill this in. If you look under here, we do have storage on both sides. And you can access this from the top down also. Overhead here, we've got a little bit of storage space and a place right there for video components. Here in the middle, as you come in, this is where our main control panel is. I guess this is something I usually do when I come in, but it's got a step cover. And this is a nice feature, especially if you're traveling with dogs or younger kids that like to walk around, especially when you're traveling. It's nice to have that covered so nobody falls down in there. Up here, you do have your inverter switch. I can go ahead and get that turned on. You'll hear our microwave come on in a minute. Our awnings are 110 volt awnings, so if the generator's not working, you want your inverter on. Here's our levelers, monitor panels, if you want to check your batteries and so forth. Oasis heating system here, one of the things I like to point out, the reason Newmar uses Oasis is it's a cleaner burning, more efficient unit, but it also has two electric elements you can see right there. So in cold weather, I might be able to heat this just using my electricity or my electric elements because I've got two of them. Of course, I've got the diesel burner right there, but it heats things up faster, burns a little bit cleaner than other models. So again, when you know the difference, that's why Newmar does the things they do. Security lights, driver side, exterior step, patio lights, compartment door lock, entry door lock, and up here is our solar panel monitor. We do have 4 solar panels. I think they're 4 100 watts, so 400 total up there. And then also right here beside the door as you come in, you get your pantry. So you have 7 full pull-out drawers. And then up here behind the driver's seat, we've got our theater seating. And you could get this with a couch with a height of bed, but I find these very comfortable, very easy to watch TV. You got a place for your drinks. You got a little storage down here for remote controls or games or things like that. And then overhead, we've got an extremely deep open cabinet right here. What you're seeing in that corner is your blackout shades for the front cab. And like I mentioned, you do have the MCD shades. These are manual. Get your day shade and your blackout for night. Okay, in the kitchen, we have a deep double undermount stainless steel sink with a residential style sprayer. Now the SuperStar is kind of modeled or patterned with the Ventana as far as the interior cabinets, countertops, backsplashes, stuff like that. Over our sink, we do get a little bit of storage there. You can see we've got some of our owner's manuals, some spare fuses there. This unit, we haven't completely gone through it. It will be delivering next week, so we'll have all this cleaned up as time goes on. You do get a counter extension, a little bit of storage under the sink, and they give you a convenient place for a trash can. There we go. And then we also get 4 more full pull-out drawers. All of these, again, with the soft close feature. 110 volt dishwasher there. Large silverware drawer. And plenty of remotes. Here is some touch-up paint for all 4 of the exterior colors. Wrench for your water filter. This will be the holder for that flag bracket outside. Then we do have a true induction cook surface. One of the nice things of these is they pull out very easily. You can plug them in outside under your awning and use it to cook on. Okay, and here's our convection microwave oven. And then next to that is our 19.7 cubic foot residential style refrigerator. Okay, now this is the 4059 floor plan, so we do have a bath and a half. I'm going to get in here and just kind of open up the storage and then get out of the way so you guys can take a look at it. That is a macerator toilet, so it chews up the solid waste before it dumps it into your black tank, and it is a porcelain toilet. Fantastic fan up in the roof. And again, this is the Colfax interior we're looking at, and it's the glacier glazed maple cabinets. Okay, let's move back into the bedroom. Now, across from the bed here, we get your main wardrobe area. And we've got some floor rugs there. There's more of our owner's manuals. Underneath, we've got 5 pull-out drawers, and then one area there for video components. These are nice deep drawers. The ones over on the left here are much bigger. And again, all with the soft close feature. Over here, get another wardrobe area. You do have an emergency window right there, but we also have the egress door behind the toilet. I'll show you in a minute. King bed on this side, and a couple of nice features here. Up underneath, you've got these Firefly panels, but you also have a switch there that'll turn out all of the lights. So if you get in bed at night and you forget there's a light on up in the kitchen, you can turn everything off from right there. Here we've got some storage under the bed. And that's an air pump there. This is an air mattress bed, so you have separate controls for each side. And on each side of the bed, you get a little pedestal here. You can see there's a 110 outlet, some USB ports. If you have a sleep machine, you don't have to fight over which side of the bed you're going to be on because both sides have it. And then also up here, you've got another 110 outlet. You've got a spot where you can drop, you know, maybe your oxygen mask or something down there, so you could also put it in the overhead. Okay, let's come on back into the bathroom. And for starters here, I'm just going to show you your egress door, and when you really need some fresh air, that can come in handy. Over here we've got our shower. And with the 4059 and a bath and a half, it doesn't leave the biggest shower, but it certainly is ample. And, you know, I'm about 5'8", a little over, and you can see how much room I've got here. Plenty of elbow space. You know, it's not made for the NBA players, but very few RVs are. You also have the water miser with this. And the teak seat is a nice option. I always like that. Your water miser, by the way, is a system that saves your fresh water and it prevents you from filling up the gray tank too quickly as the water's heating up for a shower. Basically, it's recirculating back into the holding tank. Once the light turns on, you switch your valve, take your shower. Now it's going down into the gray tank, and that water is, you know, being wasted. But you know, you're not losing water while you're waiting for it to heat up, which is a nice feature. Okay, here's our sink. We got a good sized medicine cabinet here. Couple of 110 outlets. Nice storage down below. Over here we have 4 more pull-out drawers, and look how far that comes out. Here we've got more wardrobe area, and that pad right here is for your dinette when you make it into a sleeper. And this actually is kind of nice. You've got a storage area down there. It might be a little tough to see right now, but if you're, you know, got evening gowns or a long, you know, dress coat or something that you want to hang down, you've got room there, or just another area to kind of tuck things away. And then here's another feature that I actually kind of like. They didn't put the washer dryer in. Look how much storage you get there. Now you do have a bar overhead. I suppose you could figure out a way to remove this. It is kind of cut around your vent tube there, but that's a lot of storage if you don't have to have a washer dryer. You could hang another bar there and really increase your wardrobe space. And then again, one more big, deep, full pull-out drawer. Okay, well, I think I've touched on most of the highlights. Like I say, this is a used coach, or excuse me, a sold coach that's going to be delivered next week. But if you have questions on this one or any other of the Superstars, give us a call. Summer's here. We're going to start getting busy, so please let us know if there's anything we can do to help. We've got a good selection of used inventory also. So once again, my name's Mark Love. Happy trails all. Drive careful out there, and I'll see you next time.